Hey you, yeah, you! Like the millions of people around the world right now, I just came out of the cinema after watching Barbie. And don't judge me on this, but I thought it was pretty good. I loved the story, I loved Margot Robbie. Wherever you are, Margot, I just want to let you know that I fancy you so goddamn much. Anyway, I thought, what better than to mix Fallout 4 and Barbie? To ultimately answer the pointless question, can you beat Fallout 4 as Barbie? Oh, and yeah, by the way, there's going to be a lot of pink in this playthrough, so I hope you're ready. Like all Fallout 4 playthroughs, you start the game creating your beautiful character, whom has yet to feel the pain and suffering of the incoming grind you're about to put he or she through. As you can see, I've chosen the best name for our character, as she'll resemble the beauty of Barbie, but also the mental f***ery of Oppenheimer. You see, this surname is rather poetic, as just after a few minutes after choosing this name and speaking with this small alien in a cot, an atomic bomb landed near our house. I ran as fast away as I possibly could, making sure to not leave any family members behind. As we arrived at the gate, we were greeted by pink gun-wielding soldiers, and that just shows how serious this playthrough is meant to be. We reached the bunker in what seemed like perfect timing, and managed to safely get put in a freezer so that Vault-Tec could extend our expiry dates. Only joking, everyone died, and now Barbie has lost her Ken. After mourning the death of Ken, I slapped up a few oversized bugs, and found the most cool and grown-up Pip-Boy, definitely suited to a girly girl like Barbie. Whoa! Hold your horses there, Bronco. There's a rule that Barbie must follow to complete this challenge, and that is she cannot use any weapon that isn't pink. This should definitely make things a little more interesting. After finally making it to Sanctuary, Barbie decided to completely ignore Codsworth and continue to Concord because, who needs a robot when you're a boss-ass bitch? When we had finally reached the town, it looked like Preston went all MLG Quickscoping Pro on all the raiders. Once inside, Barbie channeled her inner power of John Wick and slapped everyone that stood in her way. Damn! We then spoke with FaZe Preston and this weird old druggie. Barbie came across an old suit of power armour, which she had no use for, but this pink minigun was the real prize here, and she decided to test it on all the poor raiders. And oh yeah, what's better than to hide in a building with a minigun, spraying your life away against a deathclaw? After Barbie had committed mass murder, she then set off to Diamond City. Whilst on our way, Barbie heard a huge ruckus coming from the local police station. Turns out it was Dan's trying to eliminate a small pink feral ghoul problem. It didn't take long to sort out, as Dan's is overpowered and I have a minigun. I was then asked by the pink Buzz Lightyear to help him with a mission. I accepted and then followed him to ArcJet. To be honest with you, aside from opening a few doors and stealing some items, there was not really much work that needed to be done. Dan's decided to kill pretty much everything in this building by himself. I was more than happy to save the bullets and let Barbie stand there and just look pretty. After it was completed, Barbie was praised for putting maximum effort in and asked to join his cult, to which she happily accepted.
That's what I wanted to hear.
We finally got to Diamond City, and I must say, that felt like a long journey. We spoke to Piper, who managed to get us inside, and we made sure to go around selling all the useless items that we had found. We purchased an ungodly amount of ammo for our gorgeous Hello Kitty minigun. We also purchased a new pink beautiful baseball bat, for which I decided will be our new go-to weapon from now on. After leaving the jewel of the Commonwealth, we were reunited with our old friendly neighbours. We made sure to give them a nice warm welcome with our bat before we headed to Park Street Station. We got to Park Street Station very quickly, and I realised how easy everything is when you have a minigun. All jokes aside, I feel like this is cheating. Hence why, from now on, I'm going to try and minimise the use of the minigun and stick with the more close combat method with that chained up baseball bat. With one rocket of a swing, Barbie managed to obliterate Dino's arm, and I assume that probably killed him. We then rescued the damsel in distress, also known as Nick Valentine, and before we could leave, we were confronted by Dollar Tree Penguin, Skinny Malone. He wasn't that much of a hassle, as he came running right into Barbie's bat of ultimate destruction, and ultimately got that one-way trip to the gates of hell. We then set off back to Diamond City, where instead of following the normal quest line, Barbie decided to break into the mayor's office and steal the key to Kellogg the Cornflakes house. Somehow I wasn't stopped by any security on the way out, nor did I look suspicious apparently. I then tracked Kellogg's location down with dog meat and went all psycho and beat many simps, completely wiping their pathetic existence from Boston. Kellogg was rather easy, as for some reason he thought that going invisible would stop the wrath of Barbie. But he was dead wrong. Barbie made him her bitch, and she started to throw him around like a rag doll, until she finally fought to end him by absolutely battering him to a pulp. We then stood in awe, staring at the incoming Brotherhood blimp, and thought, firstly, size doesn't matter, and that the commander of that thing must be compensating for something. Barbie then headed back to Valentine to tell him what happened, and he told us to head to Good Neighbour. Once we got there, we were greeted by someone who tried to sell us insurance. Barbie made sure not to fall for that scam and threatened him. We then had a peaceful walk through Kellogg's pointless memories, checked ourselves out, damn, don't she look good, finished that boring sequence, decided to ignore Valentine and leave him there forever. Bye bye. We set off to the glowing sea to find B-Tech Shrek, also known as Virgil, and on our way we were chased by a rad scorpion who I reckon had feelings for Barbie. We finally got to Virgil, who told us to go to the Green Tech building to kill a Corsair. At this point, I've managed to put quite a few upgrades into the big leagues, which means that Barbie is now outrageously good with ending lives with a baseball bat. Furthermore, her health is now very, very strong, which makes running full speed into guns and rockets more acceptable. The fight with the Corsair went very similar to the fight with Kellogg. They both went invisible and thought they could escape the pain and suffering of Barbie's swing. But as always, Barbie ends up caving their skull in with her abnormal strength. With successfully getting the Corsair's chip, I know that in order to proceed, I will have to eliminate the railroad. This was very fun, as I got to whip out my minigun out and lay waste to the unsuspecting losers. The only one that caused an issue was Glory. It was an interesting fight, but with the cheese you can get with Bethesda games, she's like all the railroad members and went down very, very quickly. Once I got inside their main base, it was pretty much all over. Tinker Tom kept running behind cover, but ultimately he had no chance. We decoded the Corsair's chip and decided it was now time to meet with the Brotherhood. Oh yeah, and get a free ride to that long thing in the sky. I then remembered how long the speech was from Maxon, and as you can imagine, I took it very seriously and tried to see if I could balance a beer bottle on his head. But this somehow started to spin, and then Barbie started to spin out of boredom, because this speech was so long. We were tasked by Maxim to go to Fort Strong and eliminate the gang of Shreks that had spawned there. Luckily, I was able to get on the Vertibird, as it had a beautiful pink minigun mounted on the side, which, a mixture of unfairness and unlimited ammo, the behemoth and all the super mutants didn't stand a chance, and as you can imagine, were quickly eliminated. After that was completed, we spoke with Shrek again, then built a teleporter, and finally got to the Institute to speak with Father. I could have killed him, but, where's the fun in that? He can wait till the end. Barbie headed down to try and use her gorgeous looks and persuasion to get Dr. Lee to join back with the Brotherhood. This went horribly, so Barbie had to break into some lab and steal some records, and then only after Dr. Lee decided she was going to head back to the blimp and help build Liberty Prime. I made sure to go to Diamond City to buy a high-powered magnet, just to be able to skip that boring quest to go and fetch one. And then I headed back to the glowing sea in search of nukes. Hayley looked serious with her Brotherhood suit on, but Barbie looked even more with her bright pink vault suit. I mean, let's be honest, in real life, this would probably be a horrible choice, as heading into the wilderness with just a fluorescent pink suit on, I can imagine anything with eyes will be able to see you from space. But obviously this is a game, and it's not real. We finally got to the bunker and was greeted by the most fluorescent ghouls, who probably just wanted a hug from Barbie, because I swear every time I wanted to attack, they blocked it and hit me first. I tried the old run away just to split them up, which did work. Then I just went all full VATS mode, which ended their lives immediately. We then got politely asked to leave by some old man and a robot. Obviously Barbie wasn't going to have this and decided to murder him and try, and when I say try, means I struggled with the robot, as it can one-shot you with that overpowered laser beam that comes from its head. I managed to slowly dwindle it down and finally managed to donk its head after about 10 minutes. I then placed the tracker and admired the amount of nukes there are in this facility. Then I realised I was getting abused by the intense radiation and decided to leave. I returned back to Maxon to just get instantly harassed about not knowing Dan's was a synth. So I went and found Dan's, and when I did, I gave him the most brutal hit Barbie has ever done so far on this run. I then robbed his dead corpse and put this awesome pink Buzz Lightyear costume on.
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue!
Attacking Mass Fusion was very easy, as again, I didn't have to put much effort in, as Ingram pretty much did all the work. I stared at Boston from an elevator until my view got rudely cut off, and then Barbie pretended that her bat was a lightsaber and tried to deflect the blaster bolts back at the synths. Obviously, this failed miserably. Barbie then walked straight into the reactor room, not being remotely fazed by the high radiation she was getting, and I'm quite surprised with that much radiation she didn't grow an extra limb. When the sentry bot came, Ingram instantly went down, leaving me to hide like a massive pussy. But yet again, the perfect Bethesda cheese saves the day, and I'm able to hit the sentry bot's wheels through the stairs. I mean, Barbie must have some supernatural strength, as I can't imagine a bat will do that much damage to that sort of metal. But I was wrong, and she managed to destroy it, which is probably the most amount of work she's actually done. We then returned to Liberty Prime and inserted what looks like the perfectly sized AA Duracell battery. We watched it power the big man and set off for the final battle at Institute. Along the way to the Institute, we witnessed a behemoth with massive balls run up to Liberty Prime, hoping to destroy it. But that didn't happen. Instead, it got thrown away like a piece of trash. At the final battle, it's clear to see how overpowered all the Brotherhood knights are. Barbie decided that she definitely had to do something and not let everyone else do it for her. So she decided to go around, try to finish off the very few simps that are left. Once inside the Institute, we were introduced to Harambe and friends, who actually tried to put up a fight. Unfortunately, they were no match for a pink bat and a laser minigun, from what I assume was Maxim. They went down pretty quickly. After destroying the Institute's life's work and reaching the old raisin father, Barbie insulted him and showed him the full force of a pink bat to the face. See ya! She then pressed the button to blow up half of Boston, probably killing a few 100,000 innocent people, and finally proving the question that you can indeed beat Fallout 4 as Barbie. Now, this run was actually very fun. To be honest with you, it was very, very easy, as you could see. If you're looking for a further laugh, then feel free to look at one of these other videos. But other than that, have a great day. I'll see you later.